Hello, everybody. This is Gary Kay, and you're watching a visual version of my Ransom Raves podcast today. I'm excited to be joined by Eki Berkman, who is with easescreen. Hey, Eki, how are you?
Pretty good. Thanks, Gary. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining me. A lot of people don't know who you are, so first start out by talking about who easescreen is and why we're talking to you today.
Right. So easescreen is a classical digital signage company that also offers its own hardware. We have been around for quite some time, actually, since the late 90s. And I'm very glad to be here today and to give you a little glance into what easescreen does in terms of software and to show you our very basic product that usually is something that people can wrap their heads around, even if they don't have a technical background.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this, we're going to do a demo, so you can go ahead and launch your screen up full screen. And what you're going to see about this is why they named their company easescreen. The idea is that there are a lot of CMS and content management systems out there for signage, but in the case of yours, which you're going to demonstrate here, we're going to go full screen in just a second. Then you're going to see how simple it is. So why don't you go ahead and take over the screen and do a share, and you can do your demo.
Right. So you should be able to see my screen now.
Yep.
So this is just a very quick introduction of the company itself and what it is and what we do. So we are currently, I think it's actually blocked by this little window. So we are currently working on version X19. It's entitled that because the X is supposed to introduce the cross-platform factor of it, or aspect of it. So just a quick overview. So we have been around since 1999. The headquarters is based in Graz, which is in the county of Styria, which is also where Arnie is from. We have our sales office in Vienna, which is where I am based right now. And we have like sales and licensing models for our partners, which are quite attractive in this industry. And we do our actual own in-house development, so everything is developed in-house. We don't do any outsourcing or any of that source. So.
And one thing that you have that is a bit unique that not all signage companies have is you have because of the way your software and your system works, you have the opportunity for an integrator or digital signage provider to have a recurring revenue opportunity using your system.
Correct. So you can actually have the whole thing running off of your own portfolio and generate your own profits with that, and just use easescreen as a delivery vehicle for that.
Yep.
Right. So so just some quick facts and numbers. We have been around since 20 years. We actually are celebrating our 20th anniversary this year on the ISE booth that we are at already. This is a casual invitation for people who are actually at the ISE to come by for a visit.
In fact, you'll be in Hall 8, stand number E120. Hall 8, stand E120.
That is correct. Right. So we're looking forward to meet all of you guys, including you, Gary. So the software is available in multiple languages. It's at a count of 10 at the moment. We have been doing projects since quite some time now, so we are counting over 9,000 projects that are currently running on easescreen worldwide. That is, you have a massive scalability factor, so you can actually start off with a very simple ad hoc setup where you don't need a server at all, so you can just have your workstation and your digital signage playback device, your screen, and you can actually set up a simple, very small easescreen network with just those components already. And you can scale it up to multiple different clustered servers. You can have different levels of different servers which are communicating with each other, and you can go crazy with it, really. And we are supporting over 170 different media formats natively. So we are actually doing our own rendering on the graphics chips of the devices, just giving you very smooth and nice playback. And yeah, that's what it says. We have our own 3D rendering engine. The software is available in different sizes, or for different applications. We do start with a simple signage. We go up to the business signage, and then the top tier would be the enterprise signage. And yeah, that's a little overview. So yeah, it's one solution. You can use it for all applications. Very simple usage, which you're gonna be seeing in a couple of minutes, and you get very effective messages. You get your messages across very effectively. And we're trying, and this is one of our goals in this industry. We're always trying to redefine boundaries. We're always trying to take it a step further, take it up a notch.
How about, can you do a demo for us on it so we can see what it's like? I see that you have the as you said, the simple, business, and enterprise. I'm assuming the enterprise is running an entire organization both internally and externally.
Correct. So it's also got something to do with the pricing and with the licensing model of it, of course. But the enterprise package, or the enterprise signage, would be the software package that gives you everything. So you can actually do everything that easescreen offers in terms of features and functionality with that. It has hyperlocalization in the enterprise column. This is what we refer to when we actually talk about large networks. So you have multiple different servers which are representing their own tiers, and then you can set up a very complex network with thousands of players without breaking down your network speed. Right. The main message here is you can really start from an entry level, very simple setup, all the way up to professional grade setups and networks, which really you can go all out with it. And also the simple signage would be also available for HTML5 clients, meaning it's a unified solution. You can actually run it on an Android device, doesn't matter which maker, which revision of Android, whatever. You can run it on an iOS device, you can run it on a Windows device, it doesn't really matter. As long as the device has browser or built-in browser which supports HTML, you can actually run the software with it. Right, yeah, just a couple of key facts here, but what do you say? Let's jump over to a live demo?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Right. So I already have my browser started here. Mm-hmm. What you're looking at now is the actual dashboard of what we call Web Interface 2. It actually uses a Google Maps plugin, so you can actually see where your devices are located at. In this case, we see our office in Vienna, where we have all the devices that are registered in this system, active and up and running. You get a quick overview of what has been added or what has been changed last in your content area. We call it a media pool, and then you get an actual, yeah, it's like a little reporting of which user has done what action in the system, just at one glance.
Okay.
So I was going to take you, or will take you through setting up or building an actual campaign. It's very easy. As I said, this is the entry product, or not entry product, it's a basic product for doing very basic tasks, mainly for users who are not, who don't have the huge technical background and who are not the daily users, your typical power users of any IT equipment. So this is very simple and straightforward. First, you start by adding your content to the system. If you want to add new content, just open your content repository and just pick any image, drag and drop it here. It will actually upload, and you can enter some information about this image, like you can change the name, the title of the image, and actually, yeah, that's what you can do. once you have added your content, all of your content that you need for building a template, for instance, which is something that a campaign can consist of, doesn't have to necessarily, but can. And you can use your tagging information here, so you can actually tag your content once you have uploaded it. So you can say, show me everything that has been used for something called a corporate template, or show me all product related images or videos. And this is how you manage your media library. We call it the media pool. Very, very simple, very intuitive, and nothing much that needs explanation. You can actually, it's very, very much boilerplate. Yeah, of course, preview was what you just saw. And from there, you just move on to adding a template or creating a template, which you do by using your media content, your media pool content, your media files. I have created one in advance here. It's also very simple. It's just a bunch of PNG files, PNG pictures on top of a background. And if I would like to, I could just go ahead and add more content here. Unfortunately, this is not made for showing it on a colored background. It's not being but this is the content itself. But this is how you build your content, your template. Once you're done with your template, just save it, and you have your template ready to be used. So the next step, once you have your template, and by the way, one of the great things about easescreen is it can get very complex, which of course is not a great thing, but if you want to have a more complex setup, you can easily go there with the software. So for instance, just by showing you this, I can actually represent what I'm talking about. So for instance, I have a template here, but there's nothing stopping me from taking another template and adding it into my existing template already. So,
gotcha.
Right? I mean, this is, maybe I could, it's a bad example, but I could also put the same content in there. No, I can't because the system doesn't allow me to. So you get these toaster messages up here to know what's going on in the system. So once you have your template set up, the next step would be to add your content, your template, for instance, to a campaign. So I could just go ahead and add a new campaign, enter a name for it, define a resolution, which I can pick from a drop-down, or just go with the standard resolution that it suggests, add it, and then just add your content. It's just by drag and drop, add your content to your campaign, and you can see that I could actually build an entire campaign just out of adding images to it.
Which is basically like adding stories, like you're going from one story to the next story to the next story.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. In this case, it's just images, which I don't want. So if I want to have a story, an actual story, I could go with my templates. Now, so just throw in your templates into your campaign. Or again, we have the same situation like earlier when we built the template. You could actually also go ahead and just add an existing campaign, an already existing campaign, to your campaign that you're actually building right now.
So the advantage of that is you have a campaign already going and you want to add an advertiser, you just drop in their message and the campaign still runs, and then it just switches to that message. But the campaign, you don't have to go back and re-render the entire thing, basically.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or you could actually, you could also change an existing campaign.
Sure.
You can just go and change.
You do it either way. Yep.
Add another image, or you might as well, just have a campaign which is finished already, which was used maybe a couple of moons ago or a couple of weeks ago, and you could just throw in this campaign into something new you built. Maybe you want to have some more messages there or some more stories there. All right, so once I have my campaign, just save it. It's doing a check if everything is okay, if everything is in order. Once it does a check and it's showing you what your finished campaign is, you're good to go. So the next and actually last step of the workflow would be to go to your publish section and just find a layer that you want to publish your campaign in. So the whole system is layer based. So you can have multiple layers, some of which are active on some screens, some of which are not. So that's part of the whole setup process. which you do prior to what I am showing you right now. So, but let's assume we have, or let's just go with one of the existing layers that we have, and let's just grab our campaign. You know, this is where my campaigns are. So the new campaign that I just built is this one, and just drop it into your desired layer. You can see on the top right hand, it does a check again, if this is actually allowed to add this campaign in there. Once you have it in there, you need to tell the system on which screens to publish this, or screen groups. So in this case, I'm just gonna go with one of the screens that are in our office here. And once you have the screen assigned, all you need to do is approve it. And then once it is approved, you can just go with the publish button, and it actually will tell you that it's gonna be published in a couple of moments, which actually happens down here. So you can actually see there is a little status window showing you what of the contents meet. So now it's publishing all the contents inside this campaign.
And of course, you can also use that tool to schedule it as well, correct? I mean, you could schedule the campaign, and you could have multiple campaigns scheduled over whatever period of time you want, going to multiple locations.
Absolutely correct, yeah.
Yep.
So you can do the scheduling, time scheduling. You can combine that with metadata like tags. So you can say, I want this campaign to only play back from Monday till Friday, but only on certain tags. And you can, yeah, that's how you basically work with the system. This is the standard workflow. So
this is, by the way, easescreens at easescreen.com. So it'll just like it's spelled, easescreen, but easy, you're spelling it easescreen.com. If you go to easescreen.com, you can see all the products there, get a demo online as well. But of course, I want to make sure that everyone goes by booth. There again, easescreen is in Hall 8, stand E120. Eki, thank you very much for this. This is a real-time demo. I love doing these because you see the time, and you can see we spent about 10 minutes on the phone or on the line here and on our call, and you've built a campaign in 10 minutes. You've literally walked through how the system works and build a campaign. It is very easy to use, and like you said, you've been around for 20 years. So congratulations on that as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And this is, of course, as I mentioned before, this is just our entry-level product. So for very easy to use applications. But if you want to go all the way and you want to get something more complex, something that you can put more complex stuff into, we can also provide for that. We have something that's called the Screen Manager, which is an actual software piece that you install on your computer, very performant, and you can go crazy with animations, sub-lists of lists. You can do interactivity. You can build your whole interactive touch content just using easescreen Screen Manager, nothing else.
Yeah, and you have simple business and enterprise editions of the software itself, or the management system itself. Eki, I look forward to seeing you in person at ISE. But unfortunately, you're going to have to leave one of the most beautiful countries in the world to come to Amsterdam, which I love Amsterdam, but I'll tell you, you live in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. So
thanks, sir. I do appreciate you living here, yeah.
You are so lucky, and thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate you doing this.
Thanks for taking the time, Gary.
And you can see all of our ISE coverage, as it says right here at ravepubs.com/ISE2019. And again, Eki, thank you and have a great day.
Thanks, Gary. Take care.